Good afternoon. We're back on the Himalayan and we are heading over to the Anghare Motor Race the Anghare to pick up a demo unit of probably the number one bike on my list to try at the moment, which is none other than the Aprilia Tuareg. Now, if you've been around ADV motorcycle YouTube, you'll know that this is one of the most highly regarded, if not the most highly regarded bike in this class. But despite that, it hasn't been enjoying great sales, I guess mainly because it's an Aprilia, not as many dealers. So, taking all that into account, I'm excited to try the bike. Some of you probably know that I didn't give the T7 the very best review. So I'm really curious to see if I like the Tuareg any better, and if the difference is big enough for me to really say that I wouldn't upgrade to a T7 and consider the Tuareg instead. So man, I am not gonna lie, I'm super excited to ride this bike. Just based on what I know on paper, I would already want to buy one. But let's see if there's a love at first ride factor. But don't worry, there's no chance that I'm gonna give up the Himalayan anytime soon. No. My story with this bike continues. But say, you know what? If I did replace the Himalayan with a Tuareg, I would still find a way to keep a Royal Enfield in my garage in the form of the Bear 650, which was just launched the other day at Makina Motor Show. So I'm excited to try that one as well. Hey, a quick look around the Aprilia store here, Motor Race Anghare. Nice store, they got a lot of units. RS 457. Here's a Tuareg. Here's our info sheet. Price. All the specs. And there she is. So this is the previous year model Aprilia Tuareg. It's in this blue color that I really liked. And so just a disclaimer, so this came from FJ Moto Mountain Cross Adventure 4. So it has definitely a battle-hardened Tuareg. And they did warn me that the shock has a little bit of a leak. They were gonna fix it this week, but I scheduled the bike for this week. So it's definitely not gonna be in the best condition, but basically, this is a bike that has been battle-hardened and proven in the Philippines' toughest adventure event. And they also did tell me, of course, take it with a grain of salt, they are the dealer, but I believe them that while they're higher performance Aprilia sport bikes, they have some problems, just from being high performance. The Tuaregs have proven to be really reliable. We are not on the stock Scorpion rallies, but on the Mitas Enduro Trail XT Plus, good proper off-road tires. Kaya ko ba siya itayo? Up. Sige, pad. Thank you. Okay. Cute. Let's get to know this bike. Woo! Nice engine, nice sound, but very manageable. They did tell me that there's a problem with the gas gauge, so I just have to watch if it hits the reserve, and if it does hit the reserve, that's going to be 5.5 liters. Bit tall, but quite manageable. Honestly, it feels really, not really light, but light-ish. Oh wow, really nice handlebar. Really nice handlebar radius here. Look how far it is towards me. Not taking chances, of course. A tall bike, easy to drop. Alright, let's go.
Again, sorry the screen is blacked out because of my polarizing filter, but basically it has a really easy to use intuitive LCD interface, and the ride mode right now is set to Explore, which is kind of its all-purpose, mostly in the middle set of settings. So it's got like mid power, and what I do notice is it's got a pretty strong engine brake.
The seat's quite comfy, I have to say. But it really feels nice between the legs. Let's stand up, perfect. No complaints there. Looks good, feels good. It's a pretty relaxed standing position for me, but easy to get into the attack position. Oh, it's honestly quite unintimidating. Okay, now we're on flat ground. Let's do the standing up the bike test. Not bad at all. It makes a nice little rev when you turn on the engine. It's tallish, but nothing crazy. Brakes are quite progressive, not sharp, as you would want from an off-road bike. It's quite unintimidating to lean the bike over though. I like what I feel so far. Gearing is pretty short, you can feel it. But
On that note, it is really notable that on the T7, the first impression someone of my height gets on that bike is that, wow, this bike is tall, it's a bit intimidating. With the Tuareg, it is tall and big compared to a Himalayan 450, but not excessively so that it's the only thing I'm noticing.
Makes a nice rumble, and that's a stock. Levers are a bit for the big-handed. It's not a fat bike between the legs at all, which helps to decrease the effect of the seat height. Shall we do this? Not scary. Quite decent power. You do feel that it's a 660, but quite decent pull and nice distinct sound. It's true what they say too, the fueling of this is just on point. Okay, we're getting on the highway now. Bit buzzy through the foot pegs at this RPM. And the rubber's still in the foot pegs. Fifth gear, 90. Okay, the screen's a bit hard to see in bright sunlight. I can barely see the gear indicator in bright sunlight. That's somewhere where the Hemi's got it beat. It even has this shade, but it's still not as visible in this bright early afternoon sun as I would like. Had to brake a little harder. Again, the brakes aren't very sharp, and I think that's on purpose. It is an off-road bike. About a kilometer to stretch. But anyway, we'll be getting this out on a proper ride in a few days. It's true what they say. I mean, it's not fast, but it's quick. And it's a nice engine, distinct again from the CP2 on the Yamaha. So 80 kilometers per hour, 4,000 RPM, fifth gear. A bit buzzy. Let's get it to 6. Now we're down to 3.5. Actually, the windscreen is completely keeping the wind off my chest. Practice some slow speed balance. Clutch is not super light, but easy enough. It feels very well balanced. Just me clutch fully in, just on the rear brake, balancing the bike. Feels good. The seat is so comfy. It just feels really plush. Despite being, like a bench off-road type seat, it is really comfy. At least, in this short ride so far. This has 18,538 on the odometer. It's Got an average fuel consumption 21.6 kilometers per liter, and right now I'm doing about 26.3. There's a little bit of heat now between my legs, but nothing crazy. This thing has cruise control. Okay, cruise control is on. We're cruising at 78. Now cruising at 80. There you go. Cruise control is fun. Honestly, now that I have a bit more experience, the Tuareg honestly doesn't feel like a very big bike. It really just feels manageable, and I think it's down to how slim it is here between the legs, and again how the weight is below here, below me. The gas tank is here. I'm sitting on it. It can ride chill if you want. Gotta be honest, I do much prefer this kind of engine to the Himalayan's engine for general purpose bike. But the Himalayan is still the more accessible bike for somebody at my skill level who wants to really grow and be able to afford to wreck the bike off-road. Interesting too how you really feel like you're just sitting on the bike. You mostly feel like you're sitting on the bike, not in the bike. Like this is not too big, it's not as fat as the 450 MT in front of you, but it is a fairly sized windscreen. Ergos for my height, I'm 5'7", just perfect seated, like flat. Got really nice flat elbows out. The flat actually slightly pointing downwards even, my elbows, but if I stand up, they're actually just right, and I feel really planted on these foot pegs even with a rubber in. No, it feels really good. Like, feels like it would be really good ergo off-road. One thing I noticed is it's really easy for me to get my head over the front like that for when I want to climb a hill or ride aggressively. It's really easy to get my head over the front of the speedo, I mean the dash. So it's really looking like it's really dialed in well to be an adventure bike. Comfortable seated for your road cruising, great seat. But then when you stand up, it's really easy to move around because it's a one-piece seat. It's getting pretty hot now between my legs. Not scrambler hot, just warm noticeably. Let's fall into this pothole. It's fine though, it's on the firm side. It feels like it's set up for me to ride a bit more aggressively. It's pretty nice, just in second gear in traffic. Can't wait to get this off-road, jeez.
Okay, we're home, and check this out. Not one, not two, but 3 Italian bikes in the garage right now. Pretty crazy. And just look at how big the Tuareg is. Significantly bigger than the Himalayan. Don't get it mixed up. Like, the Himalayan definitely feels like a much smaller bike on the road despite being relatively heavy. But the Tuareg for a bike of this class really feels just surprisingly manageable. So I will be riding this out a lot this week. I'll be taking it to an off-road track. I'll be taking it on a long ride. So can't wait to really get to know the bike. And again, it's going to be a little, I guess, I'll have to grade it a little bit on a curve considering this is a really beat up Tuareg. But at the same time, I guess that's a good thing because it still feels pretty good to me. I think the suspension is in need of some adjusting to my weight. Maybe I'll get some help getting that done properly. But for now, first ride impressions, it's good. It's pretty good. Just quality, smooth, manageable, comfortable even, which isn't something you would expect from a really, really off-road oriented adventure bike. And I just love it in this color. So I think we'll end that here for now. Next up is the first long ride with a bit of off-road.